Hello, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you were seeing my first video on what it's like to own Pokemon on DVD. Well, the anime at least. But one person in the comments asked me if I could do the movies. That being, well, these right here. Okay, I have them way more, but you get what I mean. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk about the Pokemon movies, as well as some miscellaneous stuff I happen to have. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.
People didn't have to wait long between movies because in 2001 they would just release the first three movies on the exact same day. I don't know why they did this, but hey, it's kind of cool that they did. And the strange thing about these three movies, they keep getting re-released a lot, along with another four, which I will get to later. But the first re-release was literally a few months later with all this set, which you've probably been looking at for a while. And from the looks of the image I can find, it looks like they just got this first three movies, put like a little cardboard slip over the DVDs and said, here's the first three movies. Then in 2009 we would get the movies again, but this time we actually did get a new box this time instead of just repackaging the previous DVDs. Then during the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, we would again get these movies re-released. Granted, yeah, they are good movies, but can't they just make one release that's like really good and just have that be in print for a few years? I don't know, it just kind of seems like a waste. Also, around the exact same time, we finally got the movies on Blu-ray. It's cool, right? And they even also released the Steelbook edition, which is what I'm showing you. As good as these are, and for being, well, readily available, they don't have any bonus features of any kind, like no Pikachu shorts, not that Mewtwo Prologue short, which, I don't know, a lot of people say is essential to the first movie. Despite that, visually, these are the best movies I've ever looked on home video. Granted, yes, people are a little disappointed there's no bonus features, and apparently the UK releases actually have some, which is really annoying. But hey, if you don't care about that stuff, then these are a really good release for the films. Also in 2001, we would get the TV special Mewtwo Returns, which is more or less a sequel to the first Pokemon movie. And for some reason, this movie never got re-released on DVD past its original 2001 release. One thing this DVD does have is a prologue short to the first movie, even though this is technically a sequel to it. I still recommend tracking this down, seeing as how the prologue short is not even on the Blu-ray release of the first movie. And it also does help that adds to the story of the film. Okay, so these next four movies are going to be interesting because up to this point, the companies that have been releasing Pokemon on home video were Pioneer Entertainment and Viz Media. But for some reason, these next four movies, they're not owned by them. They're owned by Alliance Atlantis and Miramax. I don't know what it is. These two companies just refuse to give up the rights to these next four movies, and well, aside from the normal releases, which I will show you, they've also released them a bunch of different ways, one of which I recorded video for. Yeah, let me just get right into it to show you what I mean. The four movies these companies own are Pokemon Forever, Pokemon Heroes, Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker, and Pokemon Destiny Deoxys. They also released the movies a bunch of different ways. Like right here, I'm showing you these 2-packs. One clearly had the movies from the Johto era, the other one had the first movie from the Advanced era. They also did a 3-pack which contained Pokemon Heroes, Pokemon Forever, and for some reason like Destiny Deoxys. And also there was this 4-pack, several versions of it in fact. Actually, let me show you one I have.
Okay, with this part of the video, I actually want to record this myself to show what I mean. Okay, so here's the regular DVD. Yes, I do own a copy of Pokemon Heroes. Anyways, you open it up, and how you get the disc out? You do this. You know, click the button, you do the thing, there. There you go. However, I have this box set with the next four movies on it, which is how I own the next three, or at least, you know what I mean. But anyways, okay, here's how you do it. Okay, you open it up, here are the discs, normal thing. Now here's the thing though, with most DVDs, how do you take the disc out? Well, usually there'd be a button here to press to get them out, same thing up here, but as you can see, there isn't. How do you get them out? Well, here's the weird thing about this set. Okay, if you look up here, like you see like these plastic pieces, you can't pull the disc out without risking breaking it. So what you gotta do is you gotta push down, and then the disc comes out. I've never seen another DVD set have this. And put it back in, push it down, and there, it's nice and secure. And, well, same for the top ones. Push down and it slides out. And same thing, you push down and it's in. And you can't pull it out. Okay, that time I did, but I don't know. Can someone in the comments tell me if there's any other DVD set that you know of that does this? Because I own a lot of DVDs and this is the only one that does this. And frankly, it weirds me out. Can someone please let me know if you own another DVD box set to a show or a movie that, well, as you can see, has this. I don't know, I just wanted to record this because I don't really know if I could explain this better.
Okay, well, doing research for this video, I made a discovery. Apparently there was another version of this DVD release, and instead of it like having to push down to take the discs out, you can literally just push a button and they come out. Like, this is what most like boxes like this are supposed to look like, so I literally have no idea what was wrong with mine and why it looked the way it did. And frankly, this honestly raises more questions because on the Hoenn discs, you can clearly another company distributed the movies, which raises even more questions. They would also go on to release Blu-rays of the movies. Like, first off, there was this combo pack, was one Jodo and one Hoenn. I have no idea why they did that. And then they would also release a Blu-ray version of the 4-pack, which has honestly been going up in price recently due to the fact that it's out of print. And so far, the only way to own 2 of the movies on Blu-ray, which is really annoying. Also in 2013, they released this one DVD which contained all 4 movies on one disc. I don't really get it. Sorry I went on a little rant there, it's just that, I don't know, these 4 movies were really fascinating seeing there's so many different versions released instead of just one like the other movies. Granted, yeah, the first 3 movies had like multiple versions released, but yeah, they were good movies, so I couldn't really complain about those. These ones, I don't know, they keep doing random changes and I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we'd get more. Next up is going to be Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, which I honestly think is a good movie. And if you notice at the top, it says 2-disc collector's edition. Wanna know why? Well, let me open it up and show you. Inside there are the bonus discs containing the 10th anniversary TV special Pokemon Mastermind and the Mirage Pokemon, which was honestly a really cool thing to include. For some reason, this special has never been released on its own in any shape or form. The only way you can get it is through this collector's edition of the movie. One thing I do like about the fact that it comes with the movie and TV special is because it's really symbolic, because the movie was the very last time the original voice actors from 4Kids like actually did all these characters. And Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon was actually the very first time the Pokemon company decided to just dub the show themselves without a middleman. And here was literally their debut as voice actors, and granted you can tell it's a little rough, but frankly, it's kind of cool hearing their first time doing it. Next up after that was Pokemon Ranger Temple of the Sea. Not really much to say about this DVD except the fact that it did come with like a bonus disc of a Pikachu short, but that's pretty much it. Still a good movie. Also for the record, this and the last one I just talked about, they're both out of print, so you might have to pay a lot of money from secondhand sellers just to get a copy of this movie. The next batch of movies, I don't really have much to say about them, so I'm just gonna rapid fire through them. The next movie we would get would be Pokemon and the Rise of Darkrai. Next up is Pokemon Giratina and the Sky Warrior. Now this movie is weird because for some reason it was released by Universal Studios. I don't know why, because the last movie and every movie after will be released by Warner Bros. And Viz Media. Which is weird because Viz Media themselves released their own version of the movie later. Anyways, getting back on track, the next movie was Pokemon Arceus and the Jewel of Life. Then after that came Pokemon Zoroark and the Master of Illusions. Then in recent years, they were started releasing a bunch of these Pokemon generational movies and multi-packs, and, well, here's the Diamond and Pearl one for the last 4 movies I just talked about. Next up was Pokemon Black and White and Victini. Now, this was a weird movie because it's 2 movies, yet it's 1? I don't know, if you look inside and see the DVD that shows 2 discs, they're practically the same movie. The only difference is the legendary Pokemon that gets focused on and some of the Pokemon we see in the background. I don't know, this movie just makes no sense to me. Then after that movie, or movies, I don't know, it's still annoying. It was Kyurem and the Sword of Justice. Thank God it was just the 1 movie this time. Then after that, we would get Pokemon Genesect and the Legend Awakened. And thankfully after, we would get this multi-pack with on DVD and Blu-ray containing all 4 or 3 movies. I don't know, like I keep saying, the first movie makes no sense to me. Okay, next up, Pokemon Dancing and the Cocoon of Destruction. Then after that, we would get Pokemon Hoopa and the Clash of Ages, and it's honestly debatably the worst Pokemon movie I've ever seen. Then we end up with Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel. Then of course we would get a box set containing all 3 movies in recent years, just like the last 2 sets of films. And thankfully, one of them isn't labeled as 2 movies. I'm never gonna let that down! Okay, so the next set of movies I'm about to talk about are not connected to the show, they're kind of their own thing. But despite that, let's get to them. The first one being Pokemon I Choose You, which I thought was a pretty good film. Then 1 year later, we get a debatably even better movie, Pokemon The Power of Us. And then after that, we would get a tiny hiatus of films. But then we get our third movie in this timeline being Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle, which, ironically, was a Netflix movie. And frankly, I'm surprised this movie even came out physically at all, especially given Netflix's track record of releasing almost nothing on physical media. And speaking of Netflix movies, we would also get Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, which was a remake of the first movie just to celebrate the fact that the film was 20 years old at this point. Once again, how did we get this movie physically, especially given Netflix's track record? And finally, I wanted to bring up Pokemon Detective Pikachu, Pokemon's live-action movie. Sorry I went a little out of order with these last few movies, but it was kind of weird seeing we got the 3 movies and then the remake and now this, so I don't know, Sarah kind of went a little out of order on this one. But now I'm done the movies, so on to the miscellaneous stuff I happen to have. The first one I'm going to talk about is Pikachu's Winter Vacation, which is pretty much 4 Christmas shorts that are all Pokemon themed. Strangely enough, in Japan there was 6 of them, and we only got like the first 4, which was a little annoying. And strangely enough, about the 4 shorts on this DVD, they were repackaged as episodes of Pokemon Chronicles in North America. Which is weird because yes, in the last video I said we never got that show on DVD, but seeing how these are just random Christmas shorts and not the actual episodes from that season, I don't know, it's hard to say if this actually counts as a DVD of Chronicles for North America. Just saying. There was also Pokemon Winter Celebration, which we thought might have been the Christmas episodes re-released along with the other ones we never got, but when we bought it, it was just 7 episodes that took place in the snow and nothing really much else. I don't know, it's kind of a waste of money now that I look back on it. The next set of DVDs I'm going to talk about are the Pokemon Elementals Collection 1 and 2, which they're not really anything too special, it's just there's multiple discs, each one has a different type on it, and if you put on like disc 1, you get a bunch of grass episodes, or you put on this disc, you get nothing but ice Pokemon episodes, so on and so on. I don't know, there wasn't really much to these, we just got them because we were on vacation, we needed something to watch in the hotel. In 2006, which was also Pokemon's 10th anniversary, they started releasing these DVDs about individual Pokemon, where if you buy like a Pikachu disc, you get like 3 episodes about Pikachu, or if you buy a Trico one, you get like 3 episodes about Trico. There wasn't really much to these, like, they made so many of them for some reason, and yeah, we owned both boxes containing all 20 of these things for some reason, I still have no idea why. One thing I would like to point out is, at the time of me making this video, I discovered, or at least they just announced, that Pokemon TV was getting shut down. And if you're wondering what it was supposed to be an app where you can watch all of Pokemon for free, but I downloaded it on my Switch just to see what it was, and it did not have everything. It was missing like so many seasons, and I checked that one last time before it shuts down, and it doesn't even have a quarter of the episodes, not even any of the movies, so I don't get why people are sad that this is showing up. This barely had any of it. And this is also one of the reasons why I still think physical media is better, because with streaming you have to go to all your different platforms and see if it has any of it, like, at all. Even on Pokemon's, like, official website, they have a list of what, I don't know, streaming sites, like, have certain seasons, but that's just kind of annoying. So instead of giving it to you all on one platform, they just go, here's this streaming platform that has this season, this platform has this season, and this platform has, like, maybe a few seasons. Stuff like this is why I still prefer physical media.
Thank you for watching my video on the Pokemon DVDs from, like, well, the anime and now the movies. I don't really plan on doing another one of these anytime soon unless a lot of stuff comes out, like they give us Origins or at least Chronicles overseas, but despite that, I'm glad with what I covered. I look forward to making more videos in the future. Take care.